Oh, my friends, get it? It is our final Hawk Zone of the season. Can you believe it? The Seahawks season came to a disappointing end. Even though they won their final game against the Cardinals, and they finished with a winning record, I might add, they did not make the playoffs. And as you've probably heard by now, the team is looking for a new head coach. So help us mix all this mess into something we can eat is Terry Hollimon, who's back to break it all down.
I don't know if we want to eat this. We can mix it all up, but I'm not going to even digest. Maybe put a little sample taste on the tongue.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, well, so how would you grade the season overall? I feel like we've been through this together.
Yes, we did.
And I feel like you need to
talk us through it. I know. I did a lot of soul searching about this team over the weekend, thinking about what they came from and where they ended up. And I have to give this team a C-. And a C-.
Wow.
And I think I'm being generous by giving them a C-. The reason I gave them a C- is because I actually like the guys on the team. They seem like good guys. But you take a look at where they started this season, see where they finished last season. Geno Smith receiving the comeback player of the year, getting a big contract, having the pieces of the puzzle that they could put together this season for a good year. Started off with so much promise. To end up where they ended up, I think C- is me being generous.
Oh, wow. So was there a bright spot?
Yeah, there was a bright spot. There were a couple of bright spots, and I think we're looking at the wide receiver position, I think, for the bright spots. DK Metcalf had another 1,000 yards receiving this year, his third time getting that as a Seahawk, and I think that's, you're looking at one of the elite wide receivers in the National Football League. He's in the rare air of people that are wearing gold jackets. I'm talking about Hall of Famers that have that kind of start to their season. And we look at the rookie, Jackson Smith-Njigba. We wanted big things out of him, and he finished very strong. He looked like somebody that's going to be a very great Seahawk in the future.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm here for that.
Yeah, we're here for that.
So what needs to improve?
A lot of things. If you're a C- student, you got a lot of things to work on, right? So, first and foremost, I think it starts up front, offensive line. We need a lot of help. We look like we had a great offensive line at the end of last season with the two rookies, Cross and Lucas, the two tackles that we brought in. These were not only some of the best young tackles in the game, these were some of the best tackles in the game, and they got put down with injuries. Abe Lucas has kind of a chronic injury with his knee, and if he's not able to come back, it's going to be a lot of trouble. And again, so we had a lot of injuries up front, had a lot of trouble protecting Geno Smith and making holes for our running back. So that's first and foremost. And I think defensive line needs some help as well.
Okay. Who's going to put it all together? We lost our coach. What are we going to do?
I mean,
we didn't lose our coach.
We kind of did lose our coach.
He didn't want to go.
He didn't want to go.
That was heartbreaking.
And that's another reason why I say it's got to be a C-. If you have Pete Carroll at the helm, one of the greatest coaches in NFL history, obviously the greatest coach in Seahawks history, and you let him go at the end of the season, something must be wrong. Something happened that you didn't expect. So we're in the market for a new coach. They brought in a couple of guys over the weekend, over the past couple of weeks to look at. And again, it's going to be a new guy at the helm. Seahawks fans are going to have to get used to that.
It's going to be hard. Listen, I'm a UCLA grad at the time he was coaching at USC, and I still would do anything for the man. He's just such a positive influence. He's a positive force. I think sometimes the NFL can be a very negative place, and he is a light. So how do you replace that? You
don't replace him. You just got to go somewhere. And I think Seahawks fans, this is what I want to tell you guys. It's the blessing and the curse. I think we have been, spoiled as fans to not only have such a great football team, great players that we've had over the years, talking about the Legion of Boom, Marshawn Lynch, on to the new guys that we have like Witherspoon and Reek Woolen and the guys that are at the helm now. But we've had one of the greatest coaching staffs and organizations in the NFL for years. And so now I think we're just going to have to get used to a new person. We're going to have a dynamic coach in the helm, somebody that's going to understand these players, but it's going to be a lot different than people.
You don't have to call him Dad if you don't want to.
I don't go on. Well, call him Gramps. I call him Gramps. Oh, Gramps. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Geno. Is he the answer at the QB position?
I don't think Geno is the long-term solution. And I say that gingerly because I really like Geno.
Because you used to say, we see a lot of progress here. He could grow into it maybe.
Absolutely. I think Geno is a great quarterback. I think he's been good for this franchise. He's definitely paid his dues. But you have to think about it. He's getting a little long in the tooth, right? He's been in the NFL for over a decade. And so when we start talking about people that have been in the NFL for 10 years or more, their career doesn't have a lot of left there's not a lot of years left. So I think what the Seahawks need to do, and again, this is me being the general manager. I'm like John Snyder now. What the Seahawks need to do? But no, I think that he's got another couple of years in him. But they need to go out and draft a quarterback, a young quarterback that can eventually be the face of the franchise, a person that could take this team to where they want to be, into the playoffs, and hopefully on another Super Bowl run. So, yeah, we need a young guy in there.
So in case John Schneider is listening right now, who would you suggest for the quarterback?
If John happened to be listening right now, I have a guy that's right here in Seattle already by the name of Michael Penix Jr.
Yes.
He is the quarterback, was the quarterback for this incredible Washington Husky team that went 14-1, should have been 15-0. But this guy was a Heisman Trophy runner-up, an incredible quarterback, incredible poise. He's led this team for the last 2 years to being the #1 offense in college football. I think you couldn't lose with a guy like Michael Penix Jr.
All right, I agree with you.
Yeah,
I think it would be great for all the things.
And he doesn't even have to move. Like, he can stay where he's staying right now. He doesn't have to buy a new place because he's already rich, right? He's making all this NIL money. He doesn't have to use this NFL money to buy a place. He can stay where he's at now.
Right.
I didn't mean to throw you under the bus, Michael, but you know you're getting that bread.
All right, you're getting it. It's okay. Yeah. It's all right. It's all right. Here's the thing that's good about this is that it would also be good morale for us here in Washington.
Yeah.
That we got to keep somebody that we fostered and grew at the university level, at the NFL level. Speaking of the university level, though, how are you doing with this UW transfer situation? I don't really quite understand how it all works, but
it's rough. It's sad. It's so sad that I actually had to go out and get myself a sun lamp, a mood lamp to improve my mood, because the Washington Huskies are coming off a national championship game. They're one game away from being the national champions. Right after the game, we lose our coach. He goes to Alabama. After he goes to Alabama, everything goes haywire. The players start transferring. They enter this transfer portal, which means they are allowed to leave and go to any college they want to without any kind of penalty.
Wow.
And so everybody bounced when Kalen DeBoer, our head coach, left. So we're getting some new guys in now. We got the new coach that came in from the University of Arizona. And so he's bringing some of his players here as well. So it's a trade-off, but it's just sad.
It is sad. I didn't even know that was a thing. I wish there was like I got an essay once published in college. I mean, I would have liked to have a transfer portal with another university.
You want to transfer you and your thing to this next school? Yeah.
Funsies.
Why can't we just transfer portal in real life? Like, I'm tired of working at this job. I want to get in the portal. Who wants me?
Let's go. We're going to portal out to some other city. I like it. Okay. No, I'm not going anywhere. We love you guys.